Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel. And we are back with a Money Talk Mondays. Whoo! Man. I tell you, listen. Let me first start off by saying shout out to Check in Effect for that amazing show he had the other day. If you haven't seen it, it's under my live interviews section. It's the second video. Or go to Check in Effect page. It was definitely dope. This topic of today is the retirement scam. Now, because I don't want this to be clickbait and I want to start off correctly, I'm going to give you the definition of retirement and the definition of scam. And I'm going to, throughout the show, explain to you how the retirement in the United States is a scam. So let's go. Let's start with the definition. Start off with shouting people out in the room. Also, at the 10:50 mark, I'm going to have King James KMG come in the building, and he's going to also join me in this conversation. And then at the 40-minute mark, I'm going to have anybody who comes in the chat room to come in, and we're going to end this within the hour to make this going out. So let me shout out everybody in the room. J Trey, what's going on? Captain Saberho in the building. Dog Nuts, what's good? What to do? Global Paper, Brazil Die, you already know. Models and bottles and rooftops for life. Investments to die, yes. Pensions, 401ks. Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Devon, what's going on, man? And Tony K, what it is? Cowbunga, yes. Okay, so let's start this off right. Let's get straight to it because we're gonna keep this under an hour. It's gonna be a short week because for those that don't know, I go to Miami every other weekend, but this weekend I'm leaving and I'm going on Thursday night versus Friday night. So let's start it out. Okay. So the definition of retirement is the action or fact of leaving one's job and ceasing work. First definition. The second definition I want to get to you guys is the definition of a scam, a dishonest scheme or a fraud. Now, we're going to go more into detail about it, but I want to connect the two for you guys and tell you why I believe, in my perspective, in my opinion, that the whole retirement idea in the United States is a scam. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. I hope you hit the like button on the way in. Okay, so in the United States, the retirement age at which you can receive a full pension or full Social Security. Pension is what you get from your job for working a certain amount of years or the career you're in. And a Social Security SSI is what you can get from the government if you put in a certain amount of credits. Now, what I want to tell you guys, we want to define all this stuff first, and I brought it all up so you guys don't think I'm just pulling it off the head, is that, here we go. Now, this is for the SSI, Social Security. Social Security, let's say if you're not disabled, you get, once you're 62 years of older, you can retire. But you need 40 credits. And you need to have worked 10 years. Now, each year, I'm going to break it down with that right here. Each year, you have to have worked, it's about $1,500. I'm trying to get to the actual number. $1,500 you have made per year in order to get the maximum of a credit. I believe you have to get $1,500 to get one credit. It's somewhere here, but if we can't find it that fast, we're gonna leave it. All right. So basically, here you go, right here. One credit for each $1,470 earned. So basically, the maximum you can get is 4 credits per year. So if you get 4 credits per year times 1,400, you basically got to work 4 times 16. You got to work at least 5,000. Let's just say 6,000. Round up. Let's say $6,000 a year. In order to get SSI after 10 years of working and making $6,000, and you have to make right. In order to get SSI after the age of 62, you have to work make $6,000 a year for 10 years straight. Now that's SSI, right? Now, if you can't retire to 62, let's just look and go into the life expectancy in the United States. The life expectancy of the United States is 78 years old. So you cannot retire until 62 to get full benefits, but by 78, on average, you're dead. So that leaves 16 years that you get to enjoy the so-called retirement. But wait, there's more. There's more, because when you retire, if you get talking about a Social Security, the government, and if you work the 10 years, and if you got the $6,000 a year, you only max out at, I believe, $22,000. Now let me see if it was on this income from the pensions. Okay, so it's something like this: state or local pensions. So basically, you're only going to get 20, and this is the median benefit of 19,000. You're going to see how all this is going to connect, and why us millennials are going to be probably the last generation. Some of us are, but most of us aren't, that's going to be able to retire by 62. Now, we're not even going to go and get into the details of how much money is left in Social Security, because that's just too much details in itself. But I'm just giving you a gist. So you get like $22,000, right? $22,000 a year, mind you. Okay, just cover that, right? And let's say you have a job, and we're just going to go with the average of a job. The average, they say is $30,000 a year. So let's say you make $30,000 off your job a year, and you make $22,000 off your SSI. So let's say that's all you have, right? Let's go into this real quick. Where's that? Okay. No. Where's one? Here we go. This study just came out saying that minimum wage workers nowadays in the United States cannot even afford rent. Let me show you what they define by minimum wage, because you might think they're talking about $7.25 an hour, but that's not necessarily what they're talking about. If you read more into this, you'll see this right here. It says, all right, nationally, the average fair market rent is $1,061 for one bedroom, $1,295 for a month for a two bedroom, and that's just the average, right? Meanwhile, the average renter hourly wages are $18.78. So when it said $7, they wasn't even talking about the minimum wage. Just follow here. Meanwhile, the average renter's wage is $18.78, and this is on CNN Business. And income can only absorb $977 a month in rent without the household being in burden, because you're only supposed to have to pay 1/3 of what you make for rent. So if you're telling me at $18.78 an hour, you're still going to be struggling right now when you're working, and you always get paid less than what you're working when you retire, there's no way you can be able to retire in the future, because rents are not going to fall anymore. And if they do fall, it's not going to be by much in the future. Let me get some of your comments while I go back to this thing, because a lot of people came in the room while I was talking. Let's see what ended up. Tony, Chris, what's going on, man? David Renee, what's up? Overseas, we're going to get into that too, David. We're going to get into that too. What's going on, Joshua? Tapping in from LA. Okay. The homies just came back from LA. Happy, what's going on? Got your popcorn? Yes. Let's see. The grade tape. Currently at full benefit ages. What? Oh, wow. Thank you, grade tape. Because I was doing as much research as I could. I thought 62 was the SSI. But if you guys look at here, grade tape says currently the full benefit age is 66 and 2 months for people born in 1955, and it will gradually rise to 67. Okay, so if we're adding that to it, and we're going to just go with what he's saying, because like I said, the only research I did said 62, but at 67 years old, right? Wow, this is nuts. If at 67 years old is the retirement age, right? But life expectancy is 78. that means you're only going to be retired for 11 years. And if you cannot afford housing with the amount that you're making while you're working, how can you possibly afford it with the amount that you're going to make when you retire? Because you're definitely going to make less when you retire than while you're working. Once again, that's why I go back to saying in the definition, because I just wanted to say that first, and I wanted to point it out with receipts, that retirement, the action or fact of leaving one's job or ceasing work, is a scam, because you won't never be able to leave your job and actually survive in the United States. Like I said, people are now not even being able to afford rent and survive on a full-time minimum wage of $18.78. So how are you supposed to retire? You can't. It's a scam. And now we can go into discussions on why you guys think because I'm going to give you guys some information on why I believe this retirement thing is a scam, and why I believe that, because I've showed you the receipts already, and we're 10 minutes in. If you guys got any comments, let me know on the side, and I'm going to go into talking. Let me shout out some more people that came in the room. Bro, Fresh, you on point, man. Why wait to 65 when the inflation will kill the money? Listen, we're not even talking about, it's so many points that we haven't hit. Inflation is one of them. And even if inflation right now is temporary, after things inflate, they don't go back down in price. And a lot of people just can't understand that. So, like, if you're not doing, and I'm going to tell you a way that we can still retire before 67 or even at 67. And the only way that I can possibly see it now, there may be other people in this room, there may be other people online that can give you other ways, but the only way I see possible to retire is two ways. One, if you own a property in the States where you rent out maybe one half of the place and you live in the other place, is one way. I mean, aside from people who make millions and millions of dollars during the course, we're talking about for the average people, because this is my channel. My channel is the average person who lives in the United States. So when I speak, I'm speaking for the average person, or the median person rather. But you either live somewhere where you're renting out half and there's somebody else renting out half, or you're renting out both and you're living in the basement, or you got to move internationally. These are going to be the only two ways to actually retire. We're not even talking about retire by 67. We're just talking about in general, to even be able to be able to stop working and just not work again. All of these, there's a lot of people who say they're retired, but then they have to go. You'll see like the older folks in Walmart. You'll see the older folks still working like a part-time gig at the bank, or a part-time gig somewhere that wasn't it. And that's not really retirement. That's why it's a scam, because the United States is not set up for you to ever be able to retire. And we're, as millennials, we're the first generation that's going to run into this problem. And then everyone after that, like I said, I'm trying to not only tell you the problem, but give you guys a solution also. If I was on W-9, it doesn't matter. At the end of the year, I still pay taxes. If I was on W-9, it doesn't matter, because yes, you still pay taxes. And it's not how much. You don't have to pay $1,400 to get one credit, or $6,000 to get all 4 credits per year. You have to make that much money. That part was just making that much money. Brother Polite, I haven't really heard about Brother Polite, but I'll check it out. If it's something I can get into, you can tell me more. Let me know more about it. Christopher, what's going on? People's best option is going to be retired. Now, here's the thing, Christopher. And when you said that, and when they said that, this is what I went to go look for. This is what I connected with. Let me go back here. Where's that? The percentage of United States citizens with passports. Now, I couldn't find anywhere on Google where I could go into how many people have passports over the ages of 40 and up, because I believe millennials started in 1981. I was a millennial, and I'm 1984. So I'm going to just say anybody born after 1980 is not going to be able to retire unless they have an investment in a house or a place outside of America. You're not going to be able to retire, because here's the thing. The stock market, is going to eventually not be able to. It might not fall down. It may still move up, but it's not going to make you enough money to allow you to live off it the way it has in the past. So yes. So when I decided to say that the only way you could do it is the only ways I see possible to do it myself, my perspective, is internationally and buying a place and renting out the rest. I said, let me check to see how many people actually have a passport. And even though it is up, only 37% of people in the United States have a passport. So let's say that evens out, right? Let's say 1/3 of that is people over the ages of 40. Let's just say 1/3. So 2/3 of the people have passports, right? Most people don't even travel internationally. And with the pandemic, the people who did travel internationally, they're not traveling internationally that much. And if you're traveling international, odds are you probably found a place that you can retire. Colombia. Outside of what's going on during the pandemic, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica. It's a lot of people moving to these countries. But see, the average person is not really, like I said, 37% of people. So that makes it what? 1/3 of 37 is what? 12%? Well, 12%. So 12% minus 37 is what? Let's do math. 25%. So 25% of the United States have a passport. Now, that doesn't mean that all of them are going to retire overseas, but if only 25% of Americans have a passport, a lot of people don't know about the option about retiring in a third world country, man. It's a scam. It's proof it's a scam. Let's say proof. By definition, retirement is a scam because if they convince, if the government or whoever, or not government, it's not the government, if people are convincing you to work your entire life to be able to not have to work for 11 years in your life, and you still can't afford to live in those 11 years without assistance from the government, then retirement is a dishonest scheme or fraud because you can't do that in the United States anymore. Let's get back to the comments. Oz, what's going on? Yeah, we definitely live, man. We definitely live. I can't use that word. Listen. I love my country. I love the United States. I was born here. This is what I know. My family here, my friends here. I've learned everything I've learned has gotten me to where I'm at now. But because I travel, I understand there are other options. And it's going to get to a point where a lot of people that didn't plan for these other options are going to get up to that age, and something big is going to happen where people, whether the government, whether the different companies and corporations, are going to have a big clash about pensions and a big clash about Social Security and a big clash, and it's going to end up just saying, you know what, forget it. Nobody's getting no Social Security no more. And then you just stuck with a pension. And if you were smart enough, you stuck with a pension and a 401k. But if you don't know your options with the price of everything, because taxes has never go down, to my knowledge. Taxes have never go down on anything in the United States. So once, if they cut off Social Security, or if Social Security runs out the way they say it's supposed to run out in 2050, then you only got to have your pension and your 401k to survive on. And that's going to get crumbled up because the average pension person, I think I have that up here too. I want to make sure I show you guys all of the receipts that I talk about. The average person's 401k balance at the end of their at 64 is $197,000. My fault. The median, because let's not go to the average, because the average weighs in the high person. But the median's retirement age at the age of 64 is $69,000 for 11 years. How is that supposed to work? Even if it's invested right, how is $69,000 supposed to work in the United States? It cannot. It will not. So you will not be able to retire. Back to retirement being a scam. Let's get back to questions. There's not even enough affordable housing for vets and low income. Listen, the only thing I can come up with, Christopher, is this. There's going to be a time in United States history where the wealthy people or the people who made it to who run the government are going to just say, forget everybody that doesn't make the money. let them eat cake. It's going to be a time, because right now you got the Republicans and the Democrats, you got the wealthy people and the poor people, all like they're arguing, but the money is available because the United States is the #1 economy in the world. So the money is available to say, hey, you take that piece and you just be quiet, or you take that piece and we'll give them a bigger piece. It's available, but there is going to be a time where that comes down. I mean, and if you don't think so, if no one thinks so, that's on you. But I'm planning for that time. Salute Shannon Brown. What's going on, man? Ohio in the building. Still driving them trucks? How is the Mexico property coming along? Oh man, it's not looking good, fellas. It's not looking good. The reason why it's not looking good is because this year I decided to spend more time working on my YouTube channel and work less at my job. So now, even though for the past years I made a certain amount of my job, my 9 to 5, the bank is very the underwriters, not the bank, the underwriters of the loan are having a very hard time seeing past the income because my hours worked are not matching up with the income I get every year. So that's what's going on. So right now, it's looking real bad, man. It's looking real bad. But the whole thing is that Mexico property for me is gonna come. I'm not worried about that. I still have high equity, and I have over 100,000 in equity in all my houses. One of my houses have close to 200,000 equity in it. It's just right now because I slowed down on working so I can provide you guys with more YouTube videos. I didn't know that this YouTube Black was coming up, but I'm happy I did, because if I didn't slow down from working as much as I worked at my regular 9 to 5, I couldn't provide all these videos with you guys and all this content. So yeah, it's on hold. It looks like it's gonna be on hold. I haven't got the final no yet, but right now I got the no. I'll know by Wednesday. Passive income is financial freedom. Yes, Tony K, it is. It is. And here's the issue with that. Passive income is financial freedom, but if you want retirement, you're going to have your own place that you own. You're going to have real estate that you own. Just even if it's something that produces you income and something you live in. Because here's the thing. If you have passive income, it's cool. But when your landlord raises the rent or tell you have to go, and you like right now here in New Jersey, now I gave you the thing that showed you at minimum wage you can't afford rent. And that was, like I said, if anybody's just coming in, it's 45 people in the room. I hope you hit the like button. The stuff I'm talking about, I've shown the receipts. I've shown I've shown the receipts that showed you that minimum wage makes rent and making 1878 an hour. That makes rent out of reach. At making 18, a lot of people don't make 1878 an hour. So making 1878 an hour puts rent out of reach. And it's great to have passive income, but if somebody can tell you to get out my house, or I'm renting the house, or I'm selling the house, and you have to find another place that has suitable rent for you for that passive income to work, in the United States, it's not. Unless, as Christopher said earlier, unless you're smart enough to know and that you can take your passive income from the United States and go to another country and live there. Now you have to be comfortable with the country you live in, and you don't have to just live in one country. You don't have to even own in another country, to be honest with you. If you have enough passive income coming from the States through real estate, something that you're going to get money for, or even maybe through stocks, and if you have enough money saved, then you can live in another country. But it's going to be over. Like I said in the title, you're not going to be able to retire in the United States if you're a millennial ever, unless you own property or you know how to move overseas. You'll be too old to enjoy that money. Older people tend to be more minimalist. Yes, I agree. And I don't want to tell people, spend all your money now, but it's not even about enjoying the money. You're not even going to be able to survive with that money in the future. We're just talking about now. People working full-time jobs now, making $18.78 an hour. They can't afford rent. What's going to happen when the food price goes up? What's going to happen when the transportation price goes up? What's going to happen when insurance companies, if you got a car, start raising insurance because now everybody has a car because nobody wants to catch the bus. It's just not feasible. It's a scam. Once again, I'm gonna keep bringing these definitions up because when I say it's a scam, I don't want you guys to think I'm just capping or nothing. A scam, by definition, a dishonest scheme or fraud. Retirement, the action, the fact of leaving one's job and ceasing to work. You cannot leave your job in the United States ever if you make minimum wage because you won't be able to survive on your pension or on the SSI. And that's once again only if Social Security is still around. So let's go. For Social Security, age 62 with the partial benefits. Okay, age 65 is the full benefits right now, but they can say 70 is the additional benefit. What? I thought 67 was the full benefits. Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. He did say okay, that's crazy. But like I said, it's gonna keep moving up. Here's the thing. Either the age is gonna keep moving up, and like for people just coming in, and we got a guest coming in right now. But for people coming in, for people coming in, life expectancy is 78. So right now, if 67 is the thing, you got 11 years to struggle because you're not going to be able to survive making less than what you made at minimum wage. So if they move it to 70 and then you only live to 78, and then it's just I can't tell you what it is. But before we go to the next person, I want to bring into the chat room King James KMG, and he got a show. He got a show coming up. He's going to start his podcast. He's going to start a YouTube channel, and he's going to explain all that to you. And then we're going to start talking about this some more, fellas. So give a round of applause for King James. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? I want to make sure that y'all able to hear me clearly because I know we had some technical issues last week. So hopefully, I'm not sounding like I'm underwater this time.
It's cool. Give us the intro. Let them know about your channel start, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah, man, y'all already know what it is, man. King James KMG, starting my new YouTube page. It is Kings and Dreams. Make sure that y'all follow that on Instagram. It is KINGZ, the letter N, D as in diamond, REAMZ. So that is KINGZNDREAMZ. Make sure that y'all follow me. Definitely going to be starting my YouTube page by the end of this month. Going to Dominican Republic this upcoming Thursday. So my page, I'm going to be talking about, some alpha male strategies. Going to be talking about, traveling as well. I'm also going to be talking about one of my favorite loves, battle rap, man. So those are going to be like my three main topics, and I'm excited for it. So you guys will definitely see me a lot more. You guys will see Flyboy on my page as well. So I'm excited for it. So make sure that y'all follow me.
All right, so I'm gonna jump. We're gonna jump right into it with the.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Christopher LaRose says it's a lot of white and Chinese people buying up land in these third world countries. We are too far behind. Can't compete with old money. Yo, I'm gonna respond to it, and you respond to it if you want to too, King James.
Okay.
Here's the thing: we as Black Americans, and you guys know, I think that I understand the connection we have with Black people all around the world. So I don't want anybody to think that I don't understand that. However, as Black Americans, our struggle has been the hardest struggle of any people in the whole world, because our history started on those slave ships. Our ancestry was broken on those slave ships. We came over here to the United States. We went through 300 years of miseducation. We went through segregation. We went through racial tensions, and we're still going through stuff now. So we are behind from the start. However, I don't believe that we are too far behind. I still believe that we can build little small pockets of places around the world with people who have the same mentality, but we can't save all Black people. It's not a possibility, because every Black person is not willing to have that open mentality to do something different. However, you are 100% correct, Christopher. The way the Chinese are buying up places or Asians are buying up places in Africa and in the States, and the way Russians are buying up places in the States, and people from all over the world are buying up that stuff. We have to catch up, but we can only start little by little. King James?
Yeah. Well, it's hustle o'clock time. And the thing is that, like when we talk about the Asian community, right? The Asian community is a big community and they are together. And when you have togetherness, you are able to do almost anything. So me being Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they actually built a highway from Montego Bay to Kingston. So that's all the way on one side of the country to the other side of the country. We used to have to go all the way through back roads, and it used to take about 4 to 5 hours to get from Kingston to Montego Bay. Now it's only 2 hours on the highway, right?
Yeah.
And so, being unified is definitely one thing. And so another thing is that is expounding on your resources, right? So for people who are, for people who have like, let's say like they have like a 9 to 5 job, find something else to do, right? So, and what I mean by that is like, okay, like you, Flyboy, you have your 9 to 5 job, you have your
Right.
properties, and I heard you mention, that there's a property in Mexico. Something may have happened with that or whatever, but nonetheless, you still have other properties. You have other outlets of resources,
Right.
and so expound on your resources. Think about what it is that you're good at and expound on that. So like if you so if you have a 9 to 5 job and let's say that you are like you're a good handyman, maybe do like a handyman side business, something like that, but just don't stick to one thing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Y'all,
That's
first of
another
all,
thing that'll help you out.
that was the biggest thing that you could ever do. Not put all your eggs in one basket. But I want to shout out Brand Joy around the world. Yo, make sure you guys check out his channel, bro. This brother speaks Spanish. He has so much information on a lot of stuff from stocks. Because I remember when that Moderna thing. He got information on travel around the world, and I do believe that Brand Joy either owns or is working on buying a condo in Colombia that I seen him when he was talking to before. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. He says, I would like to retire at 55 if I can and move abroad as well. Yes.
Absolutely.
Like me personally, I want to have options. Like I definitely want to have a place overseas. That's going to happen. I'm not saying I want to.
Yep.
No, that's going to happen. However, I got a place in Miami already. So I'm going to regardless at 44 years old, I'm going to retire. Now, if I'm going to stay in Miami more often than not, depends on whether or not my youngest child is in high school and coming back and forth, if he's staying with me or if he's staying with his mother at the time. That's what depends if I'm going to stay in Miami or not. But I already have a place in Miami, and I'm definitely going to go get something overseas. Christopher LaRose says, educated people who put in 20 years plus can't even afford to live in the neighborhood they grew up in. Inflation is coming along with food shortages. And this is, Christopher, this is what I was saying. Like, if people think that when I tell you that in the future there's going to be a point where the wealthy and people just say, you know what? I don't care nothing about these people who can't afford that. Let them eat cake. Let them do it. If you don't think that's going to happen in the future, let me show you how it happened now. Did you see how they turned around Brooklyn? Did you see how they turned around Harlem? Brooklyn, Harlem was horrible in the 90s. Do you see how they turned around Newark, New Jersey? It was horrible crack epidemic. And just like this, it could change around. So if you think that they want you to learn that you can retire other countries, and do you think they want you to learn that you can buy property and live in it and rent it out so you don't have to pay that rent and you can stack all your money and then build even more passive income through stocks? They will never teach that in school. They will never allow you to have that. They will never allow, and I don't mean just black people. I mean anybody who is below the median income. And and now this pandemic just helps them out even more. So this educated people with college degrees and work 20 years plus can't even afford to live in the same Brooklyn hood they lived in.
Absolutely. You mentioned Brooklyn. Born and raised in Brooklyn, and yeah, like my old neighborhood in Brooklyn where I was growing up, it's crazy. Like, there's like Starbucks on almost every other corner, uh, and it was predominantly Caribbean. Now there's just white people like all over the place, and it's one of those things where it's like you have to expound on your resources and make sure that you are pulling in your money into different things, right? And it goes back into not putting your eggs in one basket. Like let's say, his job was to get his 9 to 5 was to get shut down tomorrow. He has other avenue of resources. Start thinking outside of the box. Start thinking outside of the box. Start thinking that, what are you good at, and make sure that you are investing in yourself and your resources.
Yo, another guy, big guy. Right? Make sure you guys shout out to Milano the Travel Boy. He got his new channel up. His content is legit, and he's almost at 1,000 subscribers. So yo, if you guys are in the room, subscribe. It doesn't cost nothing to subscribe. Subscribe to his channel. Help him get back to 1,000 subscribers. He doing his stuff nicely. Yo, Milano, what up, man?
Yeah, salute, man. And make sure y'all get the likes up in here, man, because I was looking at the likes before I had jumped on, man. Cool. Don't be ninja watchers. Get the likes up. Get the likes up.
I just want to make sure you guys get the message. Let's see, good vibes. Check out the 2 stocks. Look, more information. Good vibes. Check out these 2 stock PTOTF. And okay. Now here's the thing I've been telling everybody.
Yeah, I know about that page. Yeah.
Here's the thing I've been telling everybody. Any information you get from the people, it doesn't hurt to check it out. It doesn't hurt to go see if it can help you, because guess what? They're not going to ever teach this stuff in schools. You see how right now the argument is how to fix the racial wealth gap. But the biggest reason for the racial wealth gap is the miseducation. But they don't want to fix the miseducation and teach financial literacies in schools because of the fact that then people will not be doing what they normally do, and the wealthy won't get more wealthier. So if you think they're going to ever change that, you might as well. This is why retirement is a scam, because they don't ever plan for the majority of people to retire. Like I said, they want you to be one of the people who worked 35 years at a job, made a lot of money, spent it incorrectly because you wasn't financially educated in school or high school or college. And then by the end of your retirement, they want you to stop working, let somebody else get in the system so they can drag them through the whole system. And it's not just the government, it's the wealth. It's a lot of people interaction with this. And then when all that happens, they want you to go and be a cashier at Walmart at 68 years old, at 75 years old, and you're only working part-time, but man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, completely agree, Flyboy is giving y'all the game right now, man, so I hope y'all definitely taking heed to what he's saying, because, I'm going to be talking about some of these things on my channel, and I'm gonna be a lot more raw and authentic, man. But he's being polite to you guys, man. But in all seriousness, like it is a ploy. It is a ploy because the system keeps recycling and recycling and recycling. You think that you're good at 62, 65. Heard some people say 67, heard some people say 70, but let's just call it 60 to 70 years old. Let's just call it like that. So you think that you're comfortable and you're going to be able to live off that retirement. You've worked hard. You think you have great benefits. Yeah, you see the benefits, you see the money adding up. Don't be comfortable. Do not be stagnant. And again, back to the beginning message, do not put all of your eggs in one basket.
The halls of Valhalla said, I got a girl coming to the U.S. from Colombia. We will get married. She wants to sell her house in Colombia. Should we keep both? My opinion is that you should keep, if she has a condominium, which you don't have to go back and forth to, and you don't have to have somebody in that country watching, I would keep that. Secondly, if she has a house, I would sell a house and then get a condominium. Because here's the thing. You want to have a place where you guys can relax without having to do anything overseas. Just in case the United States gets crazy again, you want to have a fail-safe. You want to have a parachute. So I would definitely, if she's Colombian, because by you marrying her, that gives you dual citizenship. So you can go back and forth. Even if worst comes to worst, you guys split apart and you break up, you'll still be able to have dual citizenship. So I would still keep some, especially if you have kids with her, I would keep something over there. If not the house, then a condo. Me personally, I prefer a condo because if you got security watching your stuff, you ain't got to worry about something if something goes wrong, like during the pandemic.
Yeah, no, agreed. Well, what I would do, what I would do is, if the condo was under her name, then I would sell it and then, get something and make sure that, it's either under your name or both of you guys' name.
Marriage name, right? JM says the goal is to make money in the U.S. while living overseas. We spoke about that earlier. Like I said, and I'll bring this thing up again because, like I said, a lot of people just coming in the room. Only, what's that? Only 37% of people in the United States even have passports. And if you break it down, let's just say people over the age of 40, which won't be millennials. Anybody over the age of 39 is not a millennial because 1980. But anybody over the age of 40 or under the age of 40, rather, let's average that out to say that's only 25%. That means only 25% of people in the age of 40 and low even have passports, let alone the fact that a lot of people don't travel. So a lot of people don't know that you can even live overseas at all. So I think that's one of the two ways: either living overseas or owning property here that is producing income that you can live in.
Right. Yeah. And that just goes back to the original point. Not putting all of your eggs in one basket. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see that percentage so low. Like I would have thought it would have been around maybe like low 40s, but 37. I mean,
it actually went up from what it was because it was like 15% like 2 years ago in 2018.
Yikes.
I don't know, MG Toe. I don't know about this one. If you don't have crypto, you won't retire. I don't know about this one. I have crypto. I've been holding on to it. Only reason why I've been holding on to it because I wanted to get a place in Mexico.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that one. The day you stop working.
Crypto is definitely the way to go. But again, it's you can rely. I mean, you don't want to fully rely all on crypto though.
No eggs in one bag. I got you.
Yep.
So see, JM, here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but here's the thing. He said that retirement is overrated first, and he said the day you stop working is the day you start deteriorating and die. That is, in my opinion, my perspective, that's not correct. The reason why a lot of people who stop working deteriorate and die is because they have no purpose in life. If you have a purpose in life, it exceeds your job. So let's say your purpose is to travel the world and see the multiculturals around the world. Well, guess what? When you stop working, you'll be able to fulfill your purpose a lot more. Let's say your purpose is to like me, my purpose is just to tell my story and inspire others. When I start working at 45, I spend a lot more time on my purpose. So it's only when you don't have any purpose, you don't know what your life is supposed to be for, and where you start deteriorating and die, because after you retire, you're not doing something every day. Like me, after I retire, I'm still going to be running my houses. I'm still going to be managing properties. I'm still going to be watching my stocks that I have invested in. I'm still going to be traveling even more. I'm still going to be trying to make sure that, I have everything set out for my kids when they're in the future, so they don't even have to work. I'm going to make my kids work, but I'm going to make sure that they don't have to work, because here's the thing. Right now, this generation, us millennials, we're going to be the deciding generation in our family heritage. We are going to be the deciding generations in our family heritage to find out if our kids are going to be slaves to the system, or if our kids are going to be financially free. We are the boomers. They're already wealthy, or wealthy or not. They can't. They're not doing it. But the millennials, we the only ones that had not only a pandemic, we had a Y2K bug, we had a housing crash, we have the biggest wealth gap since 1968. We're the ones that's going to define this stuff. So it's a lot of people who can find their purpose in that.
Yeah. I don't think I really have any much more to really add to that because that was perfectly well said. You know, so what I took from that is expound on resources. Yo, Ozzy, yo, what's going on, man? Yo, man, make sure you follow me, man. King James, KingJaymeskMESKMG, and then follow the new channel KINGZ, the letter N, Dreams, DREAMZ. You know, follow it on Instagram, and yeah, man, we up, man.
James says, I retired 2 months ago at 44. Nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't JM and Todd Meek I don't tell if anybody notices me, if you guys watch my profile on my channel, you guys know I don't tell anybody they're wrong. There's no such thing as a wrong or right. There's only perspective. You know, I can understand JM's perspective. I can understand my perspective. It differs. Neither one is right or wrong, but yeah, like I don't think it's overrated either. Jason's Lemon, what's going on? Hey, King James, you can answer this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm going to Medellin October 14th to October 21st. So again, man, make sure you follow me, man. You know, hopefully we can link up out there. I'm closing on a Airbnb property out there in October. You know, my plan is to get two, but I'm definitely gonna get one.
There you go. As far as me, my plans are up in the air. Like my
expounding those resources. Oh, sorry about that, bro.
That's cool. As far as me, Jason's Lemon, my plans are up in the air because I did plan. I'm still planning. I'm still working until I get the final no on Wednesday. I'm still planning to buy this place in Mexico. If I'm not able to buy it this year, it wasn't a rush. I thought I could sneak it in because they made it seem like I can get a refinance, even though I don't know what's going on. But if I'm not able to get it, then we're back on the road traveling, and Medellin may be on the agenda this year, and as well as a couple other places.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk offline about that, bro.
if I don't get my Mexico places, Medellin may be on the place because I do want to give a black man's guide to Medellin.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of plates out there, bro.
Listening to you, MT. Shout out to MT, man. MT, master teacher's a real cool dude, man. Shout out to Tailor-Made Dreams also. I was on the same. I wasn't talking to him at the same time, but we were all on the same live on Checking Effects Live. Made me want to get my passport in 2018 and become Dominican Republic. And knowing Spanish, it's going to make the transition. Yes, it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, man. If you speaking the language of the place that you stay, is going to make your stay even cheaper, even more economical. Not I don't know like cheaper, more economical. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The MG told that's what we're going into, man. Crypto going to crash too. Wait, crypto going to crash too. See you're not aware of the conspiracies that's about to go down. I don't know what's going to go down, man. I was just hoping that I could because my crypto at the most it hit was 12,000. I think I put like 11,000 into crypto, and it went down to like 10. Then it went up to 12, and now it's down to like 9,000 in it. Honestly, I put the money in crypto because I wanted to diversify my portfolio. Now I do feel as though I have too much money in crypto, but I'm not going to sell it while it's down. So when it go back to 12, I'm going to redistribute my crypto because my stock portfolio is doing very well. Minus today, because today was just harsh in my stock portfolio, especially with JetBlue. My JetBlue is like minus 4. But everything else is pretty decent. So I would say, you know, I still want to be in crypto, but not as much as I'm in it right now.
I mean, you know, with stocks, you have to be willing to take those risks. And like today, like some of my stocks went down. You know, some I think like one of my stocks went down about like about 5,000. You know, but it is what it is, man. You know, you just got to keep plugging away at it. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah, we got
it's
71
the
people.
nature. It's the nature of the beast.
We got 71 people in the room. Hope you hit the like button. Also, Milano, I have this mentality, and I have a saying. I like what you said, but I have a mentality for me. It's to live in the moment, but prepare for the future. You see, I feel as though my life should be about balance. It's my perspective. I feel as though life should be about balance. If you put too much in one, you're going to tip over. If I live too much now, the future might be very, very bad for me. And if I plan for the future too much and I don't make it, well, then I just wasted all the time I have on earth now. So, like I said, I think it's got to be a balance. But yes, you definitely have to enjoy your life now.
No, agreed.
What's going on, Nick? Rich have to crash the markets to get richer. Ugh, that's tough, man. It's tough. But I think if you're able to, here's the thing, Christopher. If you're able to hold on throughout the crash, you're going to make more money than you did either way. In my opinion, because from history, stocks have never gone down for more than a 6-year period. Now, like I said, I do believe in the future, stocks are not going to get is not going to go up as much as it was going up the last couple of years. I think that will never happen. That most likely not ever happen again. But I don't think stocks are ever going to fall down below where they are for 6 years. You know, so if you just keep the money, if you're able to keep the money in there and don't need it, you'd be better off that way.
Right.
So you guys are not working at anything at all, not working on anything at all. Well, no, when we say retirement,
he's talking to Todd. He's talking to Todd.
I know, but when we say retirement, it kind of means retire from your main job, like or retire from actually going and reporting. King James will be back. Reporting to a 9 to 5, like reporting. Like if you retire from the bank and you go to Walmart and you're working part time at Walmart, you're still working. But if you retire from the bank and you're just running your properties you own, or you're just investing in stocks, well then you're retired. You know, that's the way I see it, at least. Let me see. And I think it's different ages if you're male or female. Yeah, I think it is also too. I think males die faster than females. Females live longer, but I didn't want to break it apart like that because there's some females in the chat room also. Definitely, Captain Ho, Save Ho says salute, King James.
Yo, salute.
Shannon Brown says after the mortgage and rent, the government is estimating 4 to 10 million homes should be in foreclosed nationwide. Here's the thing. My perspective, my opinion, let me say that first. I'm not a psychic. I don't know what's going to happen. But I can almost guarantee you that while Biden is in office, and I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, I just know what happened in the past. There's no way they're going to let the foreclosure of a major foreclosure happen in the United States housing market. While he's in office, there's not a chance in the world, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong, it's not a chance in the world they're going to let that happen. So, I mean, but afterwards, in that 4th year, or the first year of somebody else, whether it's Camilla because Biden something happens to him, or whether it's whoever comes after, that first year, and all heck might break loose. I don't know if I can say it. All hell might break loose. I'm
an independent as well. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm independent as well, and I completely agree with you. And yo, Captain, man, I was looking for you last Wednesday, man. So I hope you tuned in to the show last week Wednesday. So definitely check that out, man, and follow me on Instagram and all that, man. All right, so I see Todd Make. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah. So he was saying something.
No, but all right, that's cool, Todd. That's cool. Like, for me, I'm not as comfortable with relocating my whole family, but I can understand it, man, because there are in Playa del Carmen and in Playa del Carmen and in some parts of Tulum, there are complete suburban families who have moved to these places and lived there.
Yep.
They do education via a private teacher who comes all the way over and gets paid like $50,000 to $60,000 to teach their kid and live in house or live in condo, whatever they have. But it's done a lot, man. It's definitely done a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow, I didn't know you got. Oh, this is a lot of people talking. Okay, let me catch up. JM says, when I say retirement, I mean you're not working on anything, doing absolutely nothing. Passive income and management for me. But I understand what you're saying, Jay. In that case, nobody would ever retire unless, well, you could still retire if you have management to run your place, but then you would still be talking to management. So is that really retiring? I don't know, but I understand.
Yeah, I mean, nobody. Well, so nobody. So, I want to respond to that. So nobody necessarily ever retires. So, and Fly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're on the same page that we're talking about. After we're done working our 9 to 5s, and we're traveling the world, and we're dealing with the other businesses, as opposed to where we call our own hours. So
or working for somebody.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. All right. So we are on the same page with that regard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, definitely congrats, man. The Great Take says, luckily, there are many expat communities growing. Yes, and that's the best thing. This is another reason why I tell people, like, regardless if you don't like the way somebody travels, regardless if you don't like the way somebody has a perspective, or you don't agree with their perspective on life, the fact that we all have so many different perspectives is something for everybody. So you can find that expat community that's in Mexico that might live a certain way that you live in the States, or somebody in Colombia that lives a certain way you live in the States. That's why I don't ever knock anybody. I just, but yeah, definitely, man. It's appreciated.
Yeah, no, agreed.
100-year lease on Jamaica. I don't know how that works.
No, it's actually 150K. Yeah. Yep.
I think moving out the States will be the way for the future. Think moving to a country that's suitable for your financial situation and not so popularized near the States of a dual citizen. Uno, that was the reason why I'm just, and I know I was upset. I was not upset. I was disappointed when I got the call today that the financing may not go through because of the fact that I just didn't work that much this year. But I was okay with it because the reason why I didn't work as much this year is because I wanted to focus on YouTube, and I'm happy I did because I didn't know the YouTube Black opportunity was going to come up, and I could put my best foot forward and hope that I get an opportunity for that. But yes, that's why I was so focused on telling everybody that Playa del Carmen for me is that place. Because here's the thing, Playa del Carmen offers security because there's a lot of expats there, but it's still not as expensive as Costa Rica is. Now, Costa Rica offers security, but it is more expensive. Colombia, it does offer some security in certain places like major Medellin or certain places within Cartagena. However, the pandemic shows that the security might not be as strong as it is other places. So yes, I think the way for the future is the people who are not able to, and this is why, the people who are not able to afford to live in the United States in the warm weather, because older folks do not want to live in the cold for the most part. If they're not available to live in places like Florida, because Florida is too expensive, and California, because California is California, and they're going to first you're going to see a big migration to places like Houston. After you see a big migration to places like Houston, then you're going to start seeing people say, well, Southern California is cool. They're going to move to Southern California. Then they're going to move to Tijuana. Then they're going to move to Playa del Carmen. And then you're going to start seeing how the international thing changes, because it's inevitable that no one, and like I said, people won't be able to retire anymore. And that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's happening now. It's happening now. It's not on a grand scale, but people are migrating to different places. People are migrating, to the Atlantas, to the Texas, to California, to Florida, or or Mexico, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, other places. So people are doing that. People are doing that. I have definitely have taken heed and taken notice of seeing what's going on. So you are definitely right about that.
Great take, man. I so great take, you guys. I might not get picked for YouTube Black. I might get picked for YouTube Black. I don't know, but I keep I keep bringing it up because it's until they announce whoever they're going to announce. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. So just in case they're watching, they can see this. I said in my YouTube Black application that the reason why I do YouTube and the reason why I should be picked is because Black people in the United States have lost hope. We've been miseducated for 300 years. That was first of all, we was on slave ships. We started off as slaves, but then we got segregated and miseducated for 300 years. The miseducation went from just being Black people to being poor people, to being not poor people, people of poverty. And then the miseducation is what creates poor people, because poor people is a mentality. And you won't ever be able to change that mentality because all of the schools are teaching the same thing. And when you have those teachers in the schools who are like, "Yo, let me teach my students something different so they can be something bigger than a basketball player, or be something bigger than a drug dealer, or be something bigger than a celebrity or a comedian. Let me teach my kids something bigger so they can be something bigger and get out of the community that's going to trap them." Then the school starts saying, "Well, let's get this teacher out of here because this teacher's not following the standards of what we're supposed to be teaching." So until we change what we're supposed to be teaching, until we change that stuff, people are not going to be able to even see the fact that retirement is a scam, that you'll never be able to retire. And like I said, we're just going to keep being taught to be cogs in the wheel.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And now, and now the younger generation nowadays, like they should be more cognizant because they have a lot more access to the information. They didn't have to go to the library like us. Like they could just turn their phone on or laptop or whatever it is and go to Google, go to YouTube and look up the information. The information is right there for you.
And this is the reason why I'm hoping it doesn't happen. And I think the United States is, I could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. I think the United States is too free for it to happen. But if you see what's happening in China, where they cut off all YouTube, they cut off all Facebook, they cut off all internet, so the people in China can't see what's happening in the outside world, so they can't get the education that we're able to get through YouTube or through Instagram the way that we can. And they're just making them all focus on whatever they teach them. If that happens in the United States, now that's the only way that it'll be able to control and keep the stuff to slay. But as long as we're able to do YouTube, as long as we're able to do Instagram, as long as we're able to communicate with people from all the way across the world, it's people in this chat room right now from the United Kingdom. It's people in this chat room right now that's in Colombia. It's people in the chat room right now that's in Asia or India. I don't know how India people watch my content. So as long as we can do that, we still have a chance to not be cogs in the system. We still have a chance to get the education, but it's tough. King James, you want to answer this question?
Let's see. Yeah. So my channel is shout out to you, Paul Lang. It is Kings and Dreams. So it is KING, the letter Z, then the letter NDREAMZ. And then you can follow me on Instagram. It is King James KMG, as you can see it right now on Flyboy's channel. So follow both of those and be in tune for my content. I'm gonna be dropping something probably by the end of this week, early next week.
All right. Nothing. Okay. I'm going to be very okay. How do I say this? I'm going to read this first. Nothing but reparations will close the racial lineage wealth gap. I'm going to read that first, and then I'm going to respond with this that a lot of people may not agree with. A lot of you guys may not agree with. The worst thing that can happen to Black United States citizens at this time is that we get reparations. Let me tell you why. If you give people reparations and just pay every Black person in the United States that has a connection to someone who was a slave in the United States, without educating, without financially educating the majority of Black people, the money is just going to go right back out to all the places that is supposed to go. The money is going to completely be wasted by the majority, not all of them. Some of us Black folks are going to do the right thing and we're going to build stuff, but the majority is going to spend it frivolously. And then what's going to happen in the United States is that not white people, not wealthy people, but the United States is going to say, guess what? Black people, you were slaves, you were segregated, you're miseducation, but you receive reparations and we owe you nothing. We owe you nothing. And that's the worst thing that can happen to Black people in the United States right now.
I agree on most factors. So I'm not going to necessarily say I disagree, but I do believe that reparations need to be delegated. Doesn't need to be delegated out to everybody. It needs to be delegated out responsibly. And so I'm in firm belief of, delegating out to people that are reliable educators, people who will actually educate us as a people, and not just give it to every single person. Because if you give it to Daquan and Malik, yeah, they might just go and just like, oh, I got this, that, and the third, and like, oh, I got a bunch of bands and not do anything with it. So it does need to be delegated out. So I again, I agree with your overall premise, but I am in the belief that it should be delegated out responsibly. Now, how should that be delegated out responsibly? That's something that we can all have a conversation about. But I'm not the person to to really answer that question fully. But that's just my opinion. I believe that it should be delegated out. But no, like if we give it out to everybody, it would be just basically pandemonium. And then that would just give, the white men and just say, look, see, we gave them the money and they didn't do anything with it.
Todd, I'm going to just say your name Todd because that's the last name hard for me to pronounce. He said, as the CEO of BlackRock just came out and said he fears that Americans are going to have to work longer and make higher risk investments if they want to retire. I heard that on CNN and CNBC also. Here's the thing he didn't want to say. That is the censored version of what I'm telling you now. The retirement is a scam in the United States. Once again, everybody, because I keep doing this because people might be just walking in. This is the same thing I was saying. Retirement, which is by definition, is the action or fact of leaving one's job and ceasing work, is a scam, a dishonest scheme or fraud. Because in the United States right now, you can't even afford rent if you're making $18.78 an hour. So if you retire and you're making less, it's no chance you'll be able to survive. So if you cannot survive, how are you going to retire? So, but yeah, I mean, but they don't want to come out and just say that because that causes pandemonium. Let's see. Reparations, waste of time for hand. We're not. That's a whole Nick. That's a whole other thing. We're not even going to talk about if that's ever going to happen. I was just talking about if it did happen because he brought it up. Why it wouldn't be the best idea? But we're not even talking about if it's going. Bro, imagine. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on. And we're not going to say white people. We're not going to say rich people. But imagine just telling a regular person, "Well, we got to take money from you because of something your ancestors did." And then the only way we're going to get the reparations is if that regular person says, well, okay, just take it from me. Who's going to inflict self-pain so that somebody else can? None. There's not enough people in America, in the world. There's not enough people in the world that will inflict self-pain to help somebody else. That's to ever see reparations going through.
Yeah. definitely Nick. I'm sorry, I forgot Nick's last name, but yeah, no wasted time for the handout. Just get it in, man. Get it in, and
Uh, I know I'm way behind because I'm just seeing what these guys are talking about. Here you go.
Captain Funny.
Listen, I don't like I said. Listen, his perspective is that. So if he knows he's gonna, if he wants to try to see the works, you gotta give him the option. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but
No, you could
bring her.
you could bring you could bring her here. You just gotta be you just gotta be you just gotta be on your alpha man time.
And, yeah, you gotta be some limitations too.
Yeah. But that's for that's for another time. But yeah.
That's another show. That's another show. Yeah, man. Let's see. Yo, what's good? Howard, what's up, man? Yo, shout out to Howard Cooper, man. I met him when I was just walking down the streets in Cartagena, man. He a cool brother, man. And I seen him again with shout out to I forgot this other guy. It's his boy he was with in the store. They were cool dudes. They on the Black Man's Guide to Cartagena. They on the video.
Nice.
Go been about it. We wouldn't fight. Oh man, let's see. So I lived in a couple different countries, but I was in the military. My orders. Okay.
Went so fast.
The Great Reset. Oh no, because some of them they have conversations. I don't want to.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Only well, everybody knows around the world that the United States is all about work. But what everybody doesn't know is that you can't here's what gets everybody. It's a lot of people from other countries that rush to they try hard to get to the United States, and then they get to the United States and they're thinking, well, shoot, if I had all that money in the United States, I would be able to live like a king. Yes, the country you come from. So that's why they're able to send money back. But when you come in here, they start to understand that all we ever do is work. It's not no family time like it is in other countries. It's not time itself as in other countries. Things don't go as slow as they do in other countries. Everything is fast paced, especially if you live in one of the metropolitan areas.
Whew. Yo, let me tell you, man. Yep, my family in Jamaica, just be like, yo, send me this, send me that. I'm like, oh, you could get it back next week. You rich? I'm like, yo, oh man, it's crazy.
He said Jason Zimmer says he'll be there September 19th to Medellin to October 19th.
Through October 19th. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jason. Make sure you hit me up, man. So we can link because I'm gonna be out there on the 14th. So and Medellin. Shout out to my man DJ Chisel. DJ Chisel is gonna be DJing at a club out there, man. So it's gonna be a vibe, and we got a VIP and everything, man. So we big lit, man. We're gonna have a great time.
Oh, thanks, Ozzy. All right, so we over an hour, so I'm gonna get to all your comments, and then after the comments are over, we're gonna let King James talk about his channel again, and then we're gonna find out. So let's get to these comments, everybody. Let me see if anybody got any questions. I don't know. They talk. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Going back and forth. I'm making enough money to get a few cribs in Jamaica and dip. I can't be here struggling all my life. Big up to the African Americans. You guys need to travel the world. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Like that's the only way we're gonna know. Like people from other countries, they come here and they know the opportunity once they get it here. But a lot of Black Americans don't travel, so they never know it, and it's tough. But you can't save everybody, man.
Nope. Can't be caping.
Let me see. Is it safe to buy a home in the U.S.? I live in the United States, so yes, in my perspective, it's safe to buy a home. It's always safe to buy a home because you're not safe. Meaning, am I going to lose my home because I'm not there, or something's going to happen to it? The United States has the most, one of the most strictest police type stuff in the world. So your stuff is going to be pretty much watched. Whether or not you're making money off of it, that could be a different part of the
Yeah. I think he might have been asking financial wise, but yeah, I mean, you just have to do your research, and if you are asking financially wise, you just have to do your research and look up the area, look up the property. You know what I mean? But I know Flies probably want to go through the rest of these comments, but I would say maybe ping him on Instagram or something like that, to get a more detailed answer.
We got another YouTube content creator in the building. Travel Squad, what up, brother? He was on the
Travel Squad, what's going on?
He said he's seen the short in Dubai. I'm heading there soon. Oh, Dubai, that's dope. Dubai, I hear is open, and I noticed. I mean, I don't know her. We talk on Instagram. I don't know her. I've never met her in person. I've been intimate with one of her friends. But she's bad, and she in Dubai. She bad as hell, and she in Dubai. So
Travel Squad, add the page, add the page. I'm going to Dubai,
Captain Hubble says, appreciate it, King James. I've been getting busier lately because I'm working, getting the certification to become a pinster.
Yo, man, Captain, man, it's all good, man. Stay on your purpose, bro. As long as you stay on your purpose, man, it's all good, man. Just make sure you hit me up though, Brody.
Join the military, public service, do 20 years work, job, 20 years retirement. That's taking money, invest in something else. Travel Squad, that was the go-to before, but it no longer exists, my brother. It no longer exists. They've moved the age up to you have to have done 30 years. I remember, look, I don't know if I told you guys, but when I was turning 35, I was trying to apply to be a police officer. I had 97 point something on the test to 100. And it was only like five of us that was up there because it was really on us. And when I got through the first part, I got through the second part. We did the psychological evaluation or something like that. And then I got to the orientation, and they started to tell me how much money I make and how much it was. And I'm thinking, okay, I can do a quick 20 years and be out, and I'll be retired by 50 with 3 different pensions, one from police, one from FedEx, one from my 401k, and SSI was available. And then they told me no, starting as of I was 35. I was turning 35, so I was 34. So it was 3 years ago. So he's like starting of 2018 or something like that, 2017. You have to do 25 years to get part-time to get partial benefits, and you have to do 30 years to get full benefits. And that's in the Navy, that's in the Army. That's in the 25 in the Army. That's 30. That's 30 in the police officers. So yeah, man. And public service also, man. If you're gonna be like in a course or something, it's 30 years now.
Yikes.
Thug, what's going on, man? All right, we're getting towards the end. Let's see if I have any questions. Let's see. All right, I try to get to everybody because everybody's stuff is important. Definitely, Travel Squad, definitely. Let me see. Yeah, it's not digital nomads. Let's see. Company. Let's see. Okay. Just going through to make sure nobody has any other questions.
Yeah, big up, Paul.
Never say the company must ask money. How's asking question? Okay. They're talking in the room. Doesn't matter. Give us what we're owed. When we all make it 65, Social Security be done. Travel Squad, listen. I don't speak negativity into the room, but I just don't see it. I don't speak negativity into the air, but I just don't see it being available. You're right. I just don't see Social Security being available when we turn 65, and I'm 37. I don't know if anybody close. I just turned 37 in the beginning of this month. I don't see it being there when we turn 65. So, go ahead.
Sorry. No. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was reading what he said.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, I agree with Fly. We just try to give realistic expectations, man. And shout out to London, man. 2022, man, I'm
Yes,
out
sir.
in London.
We might,
2022, I'm out in London.
and I might be back out in London, depending on what you guys got locked, because y'all lockdowns come in and out. But I might be out in London in October, so yeah. Go ahead, Kenny. Let's see.
Your man Crispy going in, yo.
Our generation will die before giving. That's why. Yeah. Then every year they raise it up. I'm telling you, when it gets to 70, it's over. When it gets to 70, it's over. That retirement is, like I said, retirement is a scam. We've discussed this whole topic. We over our retirement is a scam. Nice.
Chewy and Playa, yeah, man. Live it up in Playa, man.
We almost at the end. We almost at the end. Invest in the funds. That's a good point. Let me see. They wouldn't. Yeah, okay. We got a reparation talk. Right, we got live now because tomorrow's not promised. Like I said,
no cap.
Yeah, that's part of the thing. Let's see. The great tape. Let's see. Great tape. One aspects. Truth. If you had to leave America tomorrow, where would I go? If I had to leave America tomorrow, I would go to. It would be hard for me to leave America. I got kids here. It's hard, and I wouldn't be able to take my kids with me because I want my kids to have the power of being United States citizens and growing up knowing people in the United States so you have connections. But if I had to leave outside of my kids, it would be Mexico because at least Mexico, I know I can get my kids to come to Mexico. Or Colombia.
It would be Jamaica, Colombia, or Mexico. Those are my three.
Let me see. Nick, King James, you read that?
Yo, man, salute, Nick. Definitely, man. Make sure you follow the podcast, man. It's I'm gonna be I'm gonna be talking on there. I'm gonna be talking on there, man.
Captain Sabo, his channel's coming up.
No. It's coming up, bro. It's coming up, bro. But just follow the Instagram. Just follow the Instagram. So like again, I'm getting everything together, bro. But follow the Instagram.
Let's see. You got Uber. Nah, but honestly, I was in London. I was actually watching my London videos I have today. Because they got real low views because it was way back. It was like 5 years, 7 years ago. But I was watching my London videos today, and when I was in London, I had smashed this girl from Australia who was living in London, and yeah, it was fun. Appreciate your money talks. If we cross paths, all right, it's cool. Fellas, get your investments up definitely. All right, we at the end of the thing. I appreciate everybody for coming in. I'm gonna let King James tell you about his channel one more time, and then I'll end the video. So go ahead, King James.
Yeah, man. Salute to Flyboy for having me on the show. Man, I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everybody listening to us, man. What we're flying at. What we're just trying to do is just trying to give you our perspective, and just make sure that we uplifting y'all, man. Salute. But yeah, man, check out. Follow me on Instagram. It is King James KingJaymes KMG, and my new channel. Follow that on Instagram. It is Kings and Dreams KING, the letter Z, letter NDREAMZ, and I'm gonna be talking about some alpha male strategies. Men staying on your purpose, men staying on your grind. I'm gonna be talking about traveling the world. And I'm also going to be talking about, one of my favorite things that I like to watch. I guess I would call it a quote unquote guilty pleasure is battle rap, man. So those are going to be my three topics. But it's probably primarily going to be about travel and alpha male strategies, man. So stay tuned. And, just make sure that y'all follow me and keep the likes up on here. You'll see Flyboy and I doing a lot more collabs in the future. And I appreciate the love. Salute.
All right. I'm gonna answer the last question. The London, all my videos are in the playlist. section of my channel. If you go to my channel, The Flyboy Way on YouTube, and go to the playlist section, the playlist tab, you'll see everything organized underneath the countries that it's from. You'll see London, you'll see Toronto, you'll see London, you'll see Canada, you'll see Jamaica, you'll see Trinidad, you'll see Colombia, you'll see Dominican Republic, you'll see London, you'll see France, or you'll see a lot of them underneath the playlist. But once again, it's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel, and I'll see you on the next Money Talk Mondays. Salute. You out of here.